somebody's bringing somebody in the same house you're living in.
I was damaged. Would you love me the same? Would you vanish? Or would you not be ashamed to see me?
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bridan Haven, and on this channel we talk sometimes, we cook, and the OG of the show is we do makeup. That's it. So thank you very much for any returning subscriber, and also for those that are going to see this video for the first time, please remember to subscribe, and let's just dive into the video. I know you all are interested to see what I have to say on this particular video, so let's just dive in. So today we are going to start with our eyebrows, and for my eyebrows I always just take a powder, then dab it in like that. Then I get to draw the eyebrows out. So I don't think if this step is very important, so most probably I'm going to fast forward the video. But guys, thank you very much for clicking on this video. It has been a while without me filming, but we're here, and now consistency is going to call me by my name, honey, by my name, because hey, it's the ghetto. So I'm overwhelmed with emotions. I'm happy to be back here and also to give you a review or a summary of the previous video. So I love trimming my eyebrows, and I just use either a normal razor blade or I buy the Brow one. So in this one I just used the normal razor blade, then after that I used the other one, the Brow, and I'm going to show you the one that I used just for that precise look for my eyebrows as I trim them. I hope today I'm not going to mumble a lot like the previous video. Guys, you showed that video a lot of love. I was so overwhelmed, I was so happy. I think of all the videos that I've ever filmed here on YouTube, that one did so well within the first week, and it's still doing well. Okay, not like a million views, but we're getting there. You know, whenever you start something, you don't expect you'll just start it today and it will shoot. So my prayer is we grow. So keep on subscribing, tell your friends to subscribe. This is the channel for you all. Okay, so I don't struggle these days with my eyebrows. Like I said, I always trim them myself. Then whenever I'm trying to draw my eyebrows, I just follow the natural arc or the natural shape of the eyebrows. That's why I think I take very less minutes when I'm doing my eyebrows nowadays. And 2017, I'm going to pin the picture here because that was a natural disaster, and I really loved them then because I thought maybe that's it for me, that's the best I can do. Guys, just look at this picture. That is not me. I think I've really grown from the time I started doing makeup, or I started doing makeup on myself. I've always had this urge, or I feel like it's a calling, but I'm yet to do on people. I get a lot of people asking if I do, if I do people eyebrows, but no, I don't, or makeup. I just do it on myself, but maybe in future I'm going to give you an update. So basically this is what I do. Sometimes I feel like maybe I've overdrawn them, just go on top of them. So as you all know that I shared that story, it wasn't the best story on my channel because I love positivity, good vibes, but we can't just pretend like we're living the soft life, nothing is happening behind the closed doors or off the social media or anything, because this is life. And in life a lot of things can happen, because personally I'm a hopeless romantic, if that is making sense. Yes, I'm a hopeless romantic, and I always really want the fairy tale kind of thingy, and I know that is very rare to find, but all I can say is that I'm happy. I'm not at a place where I was last year. I have grown, I have evolved. Right now I'm having it all. I'm enjoying everything. Nothing is coming between me and my happiness, if that makes sense. Yeah. So we're a bit close and personal because of the voiceover, or so that it can capture my voice. I just had the previous one. So guys, thank you very much for everyone subscribing. Those that haven't subscribed and you're watching this video, please just click on that subscribe button. Do not be shy, it's free. You'll not be asked to pay anything, and you're going to enjoy this, because in this channel we, like I said in my intro, we basically cook, talk and do makeup. what else can we do? Okay, I've been thinking about doing vlogs, but it's not my kind of tea, and I'm sorry, but I will try, because somebody was suggesting that to me, and I felt like maybe I should try. It's good to try something new. So today I'm going to do this process in a reversed mode, or rather I'm going to start with my eyebrows, then my eyes, then the face, and like how I always do it. I just want to do this because whenever I'm doing my makeup and I start with my eyebrows, then my face, then my eyes, at some point I always feel like maybe I can mess up and I'll have to clean the eyes, and I'll have to rub off the makeup. So I'm just using this LA Pro Primer. Yes, this is what we're using, and I love it because it's white. Whenever you see me with this LA primer, especially the white one, just know we are going to do a very dramatic look or a very colorful look, because I feel like the white brings out all the colors, unlike the LA Girl. But I still love LA Girl. It does a lot of wonders, especially for my under eyes, also as a primer on my eyelids. So I can't say I'm disappointed or anything, because everything works for me. So guys, today I don't have a specific topic to talk about, because okay, most people, just a minute, oh yeah, most people were asking for a part 2, probably a part 3, and I hate to disappoint you all, because there is no part 2 or part 3. That was just something I was sharing out of, where I am or where I stand and the things that transpired. So there will not be part 2, because that ended, and I'm happy it did, because it was a real roller coaster, if I'm making sense. Yeah, it was kind of a ride, and people were asking how did you build that back, like after everything, like I said, it's prayers. That is what I can say. Like, God has been faithful, still is, because I know for sure that it wasn't an easy journey, but for some people maybe it's just okay, but for me that kind of took a toll on me, and I hate to talk about it up to date. I don't know where that courage came from, but all I know is that I did let go, and I'm happy I did, because I think those are the things that can hold you back, and you'll not be able to just go over it if you're not strong, or if you're weak. So for my eyes, Bobbi Brown. Today I'm feeling bougie. Guys, let me just arrange my eyebrow brushes here, because I feel like I'm turning a lot, and I think I need everything laid down here so that I avoid the turning as I speak to you. So we're using this palette. It's not very colorful. It has this brown, then it has a pink, I don't know if you can see it well, yeah, then it has something like cream, then darker brown. So you can use this for your eyebrows if you're lighter, of course. Then down here we have is it even opening? Let me tell you the problem of having else. Then down here we have a beautiful blush color. You can see, yeah, it's pretty, that much. So it's just small, it has 4 things inside. So I'm going to go with a brush, and I'm going to dig into this brown. I feel like I'm going to do a very colorful look, but again I feel like the what is it called, this color, I feel like going golden. So today we are going to talk about building your confidence back, especially if you've been through a lot. You know what I mean. Sometimes it's very hard to get past what somebody is going through, and I know people always think like maybe it's very easy, but honestly it's not, because I cannot compare my situation to somebody else's, and I know some people still struggle. Like for me that felt like nothing. If we die, we die, who cares, like for real. So for me that didn't feel that much, apart from of course the other part about losing my dad. That was the only thing that I think really affected me. Not even I think, I know it really did affect me, but I'm not here to talk about that. I'm just talking to anyone that maybe you felt like your confidence has been shattered. especially I've been having these stories. Okay, somebody reached out, especially after I shared my video, and I felt that was so courageous when somebody said they just walked out of a relationship and they left with nothing, like no confidence, no nothing, because this person has always been the one causing drama, or the one just body shaming you, or even to a point that you can't move on past that, because this person has made you believe that you're worthless, you're useless, there's nothing good that can come out of you, especially for those that are left with children. I think that is the hardest part, because especially if that child will not look like you will always see that animal. Sorry to use that word, but you will always see that person, like you can't even go past that. But let me tell you something, guys, it's possible. I've had stories of people, and trust me, there's power in the leftover. Have you ever had somebody who like loses a job, then after losing the job they use what they had, the leftover, the savings, then they use that saving maybe to open a beauty parlor, or maybe to open a workshop, or maybe even to open like these B&Bs, and they make it. Like, there's power in what is left. As long as you're not shattered to a point that you'll feel like maybe taking your own life, I feel like there's something that can always be done. Lips are chopped. Yeah. I don't want to mumble because let's Dakula Blue Band. Okay, so as I was saying, there's always strength or power that comes after you're left. Like, there's power in leftover. Whatever that is left, you use it to uplift yourself, to make yourself feel worthy. It's possible. It's possible, because I know people who have done it. Others are still doing it, because people break up every day, and I can't say that everything is going to be rosy. Sorry, everything is going to be rosy at the beginning, but don't have expectations. Don't, because they can throw you off the bus. This story that I want to share with you guys, it's not my own story. It's something that I heard from someone, and I'm sorry to share this story. If you'll be uncomfortable, you'll just tell me. I'm not going to mention her name, but this story it really touched me, because I felt how this chick was feeling. So they were living together, and they were dating as boyfriend and girlfriend, just like any other person. Then the chick decided to move in, and after moving in, okay, so this is a story that I was told, and it's not my story because I don't have a child. So if you think it's mine, it's not. I'm yet to have children, or even think of getting or having one. So yeah, so the chick felt like this relationship is really working out, and she decided to move in. So they started living together. So they had ups and downs, and it was really terrifying, because this guy will not cheat with somebody that is very far from her. He will cheat with somebody very close to her, like just to spite her. You know how you can have friends, but they're not really close friends, or even a sister who maybe you're not close. They go to such people so that they can hurt you. And it was very devastating, because when I could hear her talking about it, or when she shared this to me, it was very hard. You go there, you find shoes, and then he would say that a friend of his had a chick there. Like, of course, you're living together. There's a time it will come, you need to travel maybe home to see your parents, or even just to go for these come-togethers or get-togethers, whatever you call them, and you just leave that place and go. But when you come back, it's not your place anymore. And what am I saying? This place has been invaded. An enemy has taken over your house. If I'm making sense, because most chicks, saying this because I know, most men don't say if they're in a relationship or not. So you find that most chicks will always fall victim. Why? Because this nigga didn't tell you anything. Now you're here, you're seeing clothes of another chick, and all he would say is, she left, or she just packed her shit and left. They will not tell you anything else. They'll just tell you, you know what, I used to live with A, and she just decided to walk away, or she found a better man, or she cheated and she left. That is what you'll be told. But in real sense, there's somebody hurting because you have taken over all that she thought she had. Which I can't blame any girl, by the way, because, or any man who maybe goes to a woman's place and this person decides to lie, especially when you're working outside where you came from. Like, for example, myself, I work in Nairobi and my hometown is Narok. So if I had a husband there and work can't let me work from Narok since my workplace is Nairobi, how would you know if I don't tell you? No pictures on social media, no nothing, no lovey-dovey save on the phone like maybe my love or bae or husband. You won't know, and it's not your fault because these creatures don't say the truth. So this chick left because they had some issues with rent. So it came to a point that they decided, you know what, since we can't pay rent, let me take you home. Okay, I've gone so fast. So what happened is they broke up. Then they met after a few years later and they rekindled the love. So after they rekindled this love, they were just like there and shit happened. I don't know if it's shit or that is what they wanted, but the chick said that is not what she wanted. She got pregnant and just like any nice person, she decided to keep the baby. You know how you gravitate to good things, you know, somebody showing you affection and everything. Everybody gravitates to that. And if you don't gravitate to affection and all the good stuff, then I don't know what kind of a heart you have, because I feel like everybody gravitates to that. So this chick decided to keep the child, but this was a roller coaster of events, because after she decided to keep the child, this guy now started going out, like really going out, and not just going to a club and having a good time, but he decided now it's time for me to show this chick that she can't be anything without my support. Remember, this is somebody that is not working. You're just fresh from high school, from college, sorry, you've just graduated, and then you lying to your parents back in the village that you're having work in Nairobi. And this guy was kind enough to be sending money to them because he was like, you know what, if you go home, we are done. If you go home, we are done. So this chick, I can't blame her. She was maybe doing this to save her relationship because she was in love. And yeah, it happened like that. So she got pregnant and it was a disaster. Because this guy would come with somebody. Hi! I think some people are giving a good heart, because if it was me... Okay, what can I do? Nothing. Okay, so... Okay, knowing that my mom will still embrace me, or my sister, or maybe an auntie that you're close to, I honestly can't settle for that. I can't. It will be against what I believe, against my thoughts, against everything good, and I'm not judging, but I don't know how she survived it, because this guy would bring somebody in that same house they were living, and he will ask her to go sleep in the living room. She's heavily pregnant, there's nothing she can do, and then she's like, if I live here, my parents don't even know I'm pregnant, and I decide to go home, or maybe I'll just live here and I have this child, I know I'll not get the support from this man. Like, you're in a dilemma. You're like, should I go? Should I stay? But at the same time, you're like, if I leave, I know I'm not going to survive it. I don't know where people get such mentality, but I'm happy she did leave eventually. But this one took, you know, a few ups and downs until she decided to leave. So she was just okay. She was being told, you know what? Go to the living room, I'm having a visitor. And just like a good girl, because she has nowhere to go to, she decides to go to the living room. And that was her life. Like almost every Friday or every weekend, this guy would bring different chicks to that house. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Should I just zoom you in? Let me zoom in a little by carrying my tripod. Yeah, so I'm doing golden look, so I've just brought you close to me so that you can see what I'll be doing. Whew. So this chick was very patient, and I'm using the Juvia's Nubian 2 palette. I love Wahala. I love trouble. So yeah, so I'm going to go with the color Nairobi, and I'm going not to use this brush. I'm going to take another flat brush, or I can even use my hand, but I think I have a flat brush to use. So I'm going with Nairobi, and I'm putting Nairobi all over my lid. Then towards the front, I'm going to add Zuri. So this chick was just okay, and she would stay there because she had nowhere to go to. Remember, at home nobody knows that she's married or she's living with someone, so this was kind of hard for her, because she knows if she goes home she doesn't know how the parents will react. But msema hivi, I'd rather be killed by my parents because I've disappointed them than taking any bullshit from anyone. I have been there, I know. I had somebody, but at least I wasn't pregnant, so I definitely understand where she was coming from. She couldn't go home. Why? She knows if she goes home, how that will turn out to be, you know. She knows the kind of parents she has, so she knows how hard it will be to convince them or even to tell them that she's pregnant. So she stayed, and she was able to what is it called? She was able to live with this guy with all the things that he was doing, because he couldn't stop himself. And anytime that she would try, the guy would threaten to kick her out of the house. So you can imagine, this is the person protecting you, this is the person giving you everything, like you're just there, you can't do anything. So at the end of it all, I think she was praying so much, because she's a prayerful person. So it reached a point that this guy lost his job, and so they were surviving with savings. So what that did, okay, me always think that some situation God just bring you so that maybe you can realize what you're doing, and or maybe it can just open your eyes. Because after this guy lost his job, this chick knew like life would be hard, because now she can't ask for anything. I remember most of the time she would call and just ask for even Pampers. You know how hard that is. So this guy lost his job, and so they had to go back to the village because they couldn't even afford rent at the place where they were staying. And of course, you know, everybody comes with their own baggage. You can't just go because you have a friend and ask them to host you. So they just had to go home. That was their decision. And I think it was good, because after she went home, or they went home, both of them, somehow the relationship was salvaged, or it was saved. But that wasn't all, because this person definitely, you know how they are. The moment somebody gets money, they'll forget. So it was all good, all rosy. Like, he would come to look for a job, and eventually, because he's a smart ass person, he got himself a job and he came back to Nairobi. But the problem was one: he wanted to come to Nairobi alone. He wanted to come to Nairobi alone and not come with a wife or the baby mama. So this was kind of hard, because this is a person that has taken you home, the parents know you, and everybody has already accepted you in the family. I wanted to add this, but I'll add this at the end, I think. So far so good. That is the eyes. So we are going to do the face. As we talk about this, hey, I suck at giving stories, but I'm trying, because I think this is the kind of vibe people are asking. People are asking for more stories and more stories, and I'm sorry guys, I'll be sharing your stories. But of course, I've asked for permission, and she was okay. She told me it's okay, you can just put it out there. She's doing so well, by the way. So I'm going now to take it back a little. So she is doing so well. I feel like I should add a more depth of black, and I'm feeling like Christmas, so I'm going to use this palette. It has a very rich black. It has like 2 blacks, so I'm going to use this one because it's very rich, very rich. So I'm going to take the same brush and just add that depth, because I don't feel this black is doing anything to this look, because I want it to be as dark as a coal, if I'm making any sense. Is it even changing? Yep. So this chick decided to start looking for jobs, because now the baby is here. They've been kicked, they were kicked out, and now when the man has money, he doesn't want the chick in Nairobi, because of course, should I say it or should I keep quiet? Because he knows if the chick goes, his lifestyle will have to change. That time it was hard for the lifestyle to change because they didn't have a child. Now the child is here, the child has been born, the child was born when they were at the village, and that's basically it for the eyes. And we're going to continue after we've done the face. So for the face, I'm going to use this gel moisture by MAC. I also love Nivea, but I think this works so well, especially when I'm applying makeup. I use the Nivea Soft for my moisturizer. I still have it on my skin, but I can feel like it has fade off kidogo, because it took me some time before I decided the story that I'm going to share with you guys. So this chick came back to Nairobi. She just asked her friend to host her, and she didn't tell the guy because they were having issues with the fact that the guy didn't want the chick to come to Nairobi. The guy wanted the chick to stay in the village so that he would continue with his deeds and everything that he was doing, which wasn't cool. And this chick is no longer desperate because she's now looking for a job. In fact, she had a job interview with a very good company. I think she's still working there. Yeah, she's still working there. She had a job interview with a very good company, and she's still working there. So she had to come, and she talked to the mother-in-law and told her, I don't want you to tell my husband that I'm going to Nairobi. So in case he asks, don't mention that I left, because this is a very troublesome person. He would beat her, and even when she was pregnant, she almost lost the baby at the 6th month. You can imagine the stomach is very big, and he hit her just because she told the man she wasn't comfortable with him bringing other women into the house. And so the man felt like it was disrespectful. Since she's not paying for anything in that house, why does she even have a voice? I think mi ningekuwa Mathare or Kamiti, I don't know, because anyway, I'm still sharing this story because I feel like I'm doing so, and she's okay with it. I'm using this as always. You can remember how I showed you. I always apply all the products at once, then I blend. So she was okay because she knew when she's coming to work, and she was a brilliant person. Just that I don't know why she wasn't looking for a job, because this guy was stable, they had a very nice car. So somehow this guy also didn't want her to work, because all he would say is that he's insecure, that if this chick starts working, she'll start being disrespectful, and she will start like, maybe even she will even earn more than him, hence this will be a problem in that house. So the guy didn't want this chick to work at all. So after this chick talked to the mother-in-law, and the mother-in-law, God bless her soul, she's so kind, she was okay. She told her, yeah, you can go, because this guy, after he left from the village. Can you imagine 6 months down the line, this guy didn't go home. He didn't even have that what is it called, that remorse, or even just to show the mom like, I've brought them, but I'll be providing now that I'm working. That was out of the door. The moment he got a job, he just left, and that was it. He never went back home, and he never cared what they were eating, whether they had money for pampers, nothing. So this chick felt like that was a breakthrough for her after she got the job, and she was okay. And she decided, you know what, it's time for me to go and explore, because life is not favoring me here, and I need money for my child. The baby was very little, so she needed money, of course, for everything, pampers. For those that have children, I'm sure you understand how it's hard, especially when you're breastfeeding and you can't even produce any milk. I don't know if it's stress, I don't know, but she wasn't producing any milk from her breast, so she had to buy that powder that you dilute with water, then you feed the baby. It comes out like milk, like breast milk, because it's not as white as normal milk. I hope I'm making sense. So she came, and she came blessed, because when she went for that interview, she was the only one who was selected. Imagine that is how God can just take you from a situation and put you somewhere where your enemies will be wondering, like, how did she do it? It was God. It was God, because she didn't know anyone in that company, and it's a very big company. I'm not going to expose the name, because I feel like if I do that, maybe she has shared this story with someone and probably people will know who it is. Because she's doing so well. In fact, she was promoted. Yeah, and I'm not just saying this out of the blues. After I shared my story, she reached out to me and told me, you know what, Bri, you can share that story. You can, because I feel like your platform is building people, so just do it. Just do it. And just be real, or just give it the way it is. Don't sugarcoat. Don't do nothing like that. Just tell them the truth. Like, tell them it's possible. And I'm sharing this because I know maybe somebody is in a situation whereby you can't come out of, because you feel like this person is your God, maybe your husband, maybe your wife, because I believe also men might, or some men might be in a very toxic situation whereby maybe the woman is providing and you're just there, and they will do anything. Especially us women, hey, if we have our own money, if we have our own money and you're just there seated, not me, but I know most women, I think, especially if they're earning and you're not even doing anything, like even trying to look for jobs. I know, and I'm saying I know because I know. I'm not going to say anything, but madharau enye inakuanga hapo, you can't even tell, because this is the person that you've started this journey with. You're building yourself together, then all of a sudden amekosa kazi. It's a turmoil. It's just disastrous. Trust me, it is a disaster. Because I think for women, we tend to like maybe overlook some things, or maybe, okay, personally I know I can't do that, but I think most people do overlook some things. Like, you're like, why am I helping him? He's not doing anything. What is he doing? And especially if you're doing everything. May remember there's a time I would give a man almost everything, even fair, nini, and I'm not talking about that story, because I don't feel like sharing that part, maybe for another video. But all I can say is that it is possible. It is possible to start over. It is possible to pick up yourself, pick up all the pieces, and just be you. Like, make it work. It is very, very possible, especially if you know your worth. It is very possible. As I'm speaking right now, that she remarried, and she has still one child. She's yet to have another, because her work is so upfront right now, or maybe she's so busy. But she was saying for now she just wants to enjoy her man and be happy. And trust me, once you leave a very toxic environment or a very toxic partner, and you still have the urge of continuing, like, you still want to be you still want to be loved, you still want to be seen, and you still want to be respected, adored, celebrated, there's always that one person waiting outside, because they just met in a seminar and they were in love. You can even meet, I think, in a queue, or what is it called, when you're going maybe to the washroom and maybe you drop your tissue. All I know is that it's possible if you do it. Me personally, I know, I can say maybe for me, I think letting go is always a hard thing to do. But after she shared this story to me, I was like, wow. So people go through all this. So this guy didn't know where they went to, because they started living a separate place. Nairobi is big, so if somebody decides to live in Thika Road and you're in Moyakiwe, there's no way you're going to meet. But like we said, or like you all know, that it's only mountains that don't meet, people do meet. So when they met with this guy, they met, she was having Java with a friend, and this they were not talking because this guy, after he came to Nairobi and left them in the village, he decided not to visit them, not to call them, or even to care how they are doing. Remember, this is somebody you've left with your child, but you don't give a shit, or you don't give a damn about anything. So you're just there. Enjoying your life is always just like a single man when you're not. And your wife or your child are living their own lives. So I think it was the first date they went with the other guy, or the husband now. And because it's only mountains that don't meet, they met. Actually, they bumped into each other, and this guy even couldn't recognize her because she transformed. She left her looking like a wreck, somebody that cannot even do her hair. So she looked so good. She had her hair all done, everything. She was dressed so well, and then they bumped into each other, and this guy was like, what are you doing here? Who have you left our child with? She was like, please call your mom and ask her when I left, because I respect that woman because of that. That woman never told the son, because the son hardly calls, hardly goes home. So how will you just call somebody and tell them, you know what, your wife and child left and you're not alone, or they just left and I don't know where they've gone to. But she's too good, because she's always visiting that mama. She's very old. She's always visiting her, taking her shopping, and checking on her, basically, because this is somebody that took her in, somebody that protected her, somebody that like safeguarded the privacy of her living. So it didn't even cost anything after she left, because the guy never looked for her or even called home. So whatever happened next was that this guy this guy was trying to hit her just as usual, and she called security, and that guy, the husband now, came there to defend her and ask what's happening. And that's when the chick told the guy that she left home and she's living and enjoying her life, so he should move on and stop bothering her. This guy was very ashamed, because he never expected anything good will come out of that lady. Do you imagine, he will go to work the time they were living together and come back late at night, and this chick has not eaten anything. Like, she's heavily pregnant, but not even breakfast, not even lunch, nothing. And if she comes home, and if he comes home and maybe leave maybe like 500 bob, he wants change. Like, he doesn't care, so long as he has done shopping for the flour, for the what is it called, sugar, salt. He doesn't care about anything. Like, it's your life, do what you want to do. That is how he was. And unfortunately, or fortunately, because fortunately to the chick, but unfortunately for him, he lost a very good person. This chick is doing wonders. She's in a very stable job. She can provide for the family. She's happily engaged, or is it married? Yeah, they're happily engaged for now, but they live together as husband and wife. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, they are together. So I'm going to use this Nubian, and I'm going to use Kenya for the contour. Then I'm going to add Jezebel as our blush. So like I was saying, guys, some situations are never permanent, and there's power in what is left. There's power in the leftovers. If this chick could just be there and sad, like it didn't happen, or just sad that and pity her life, not even thinking of the way forward, she could have been very miserable right now. Like, she wouldn't even have what she has achieved or being who she is, because she did let somebody take that from her. Because remember, at this point you don't have anything, your confidence is shattered. This is a person that is bringing other women to the same house you're sleeping in, the same house that you're the one who cleans, the same house that you call a home, but he doesn't care. Why would he care if you're just there and you're not doing anything? He wouldn't care. Already you've given him the power to be that way, so he doesn't care. He knows you can't go anywhere because you're useless, you're worthless, there's nothing good that can come out of you. But who is God? God God is not human. God took her, provided opportunities for her. She moved on. She's happy. She's having her child, and I really respect her because despite everything, I know what y'all are saying, despite everything, she still accepts the baby daddy to visit the child. Yani, this is a person that was never there, and she's kind enough to let him visit or have those supervised visits to see the child. She's a very nice person. I think one of these days, maybe, if she'll be okay, I don't know, I can ask her to come here and share the story, because me, I'm just saying from the perspective of what she told me, and I feel like the story would be even more interesting if it's coming from the person who shared the story. So to build that confidence up, remember, this power of leftover. The only thing you need to do is to let go and let God. 2 words. Let go. Is it 2? 4. It's 4 words. Let go and let God. And I promise you, once you open that door for the right person, you will know. You will know, because God cannot take you from a very bad situation and take you to another bad situation. He will be there to guide you through. So for the finish up, because I don't want this video to be so long, although it's a story, I'm going to use my Maybelline powder. Maybelline for the rest of my face. This is the shade, I think, Cinnamon 355. So I'm just going to dust off all the powder with this brush. So that you can have a very nice finished look. Before we do the lashes and finish up the makeup, I have some few things I'm going to read for you guys, and I'm hoping that this is going to build you, especially when you're in a situation where you feel like all is lost. All is never lost if you leave the rest to God. I'm not a pastor's child, but I know there's power in manifesting. There's power in letting your creator handle things for you. We say there's karma. I don't believe in karma, but I believe in letting God being the judge. Sorry for that. I believe in letting God do the rest, because he knows you. He knows your strength. He knows your weaknesses. So once you leave all to God, that's it. So guys, I'm going to come back with the things that I was telling you, and I'm going to share that with you, because I felt like in this platform, as much as we will be doing makeup, we will be doing cook shows, or just cooking some good recipes that I know how to cook. Feel like sharing stories, sharing things. Maybe somebody's fighting such a situation. Just know it's possible to get out of such a situation and make something good out of yourself. So without talking too much, let me just go put on my lashes, put on the lipstick, and I'll be right back. Now that we're done with the full face, I've just added the lashes, the lipstick. I've used a nude lipstick and my eyebrow pencil, and I've just added the lashes, the normal lashes that I always use, the Y11 from Jumia, and that's basically it. So as I was saying, like, when you're in such a situation, it's so hard to move on, because this is your life, this is what you know, and now it's a time for you to go out and face the world. And the best thing is to follow your heart. And like she did, she examined her scars. She figured that this is what hurt the most. This is why he's doing this. This is why he feels like I'm nothing, because I don't have anything to call my own apart from, of course, the child. So once you confront your scars, you'll have the courage to move on. I have written some notes so that it can help us wind up the video. Also, another thing, the moment you decide to move on, the moment you build yourself, you build that confidence, always remember that your past will never determine your future. So once you leave that past is behind you, and now it's time to focus on your future, and you know what you want for yourself. Okay, another thing, value yourself. Value yourself, and remember there's power after leftover, because the poison starts with you. The poison starts with you in a way that those words that were put in your head, remember, being told you're useless, you're worthless, you can't do anything to better yourself. You know, somebody's bringing somebody in the same house you're living in. Okay, so after you've examined your poison, you've remembered that this person called me this. Am I this really? Is anything good is going to come out of me? That is exactly what you're supposed to ask yourself. So the poison starts with you. Examine yourself. Get to know where the poison is. Get it out of you. Pump it out. And I know you can, because you can speak positivity to yourself. Pump good energy to yourself. Nobody is going to deter you from your destiny. As much as you suffered, that doesn't matter, because God has the key to your destiny. And how will you reach there? Leaving all the negativity behind. And so look for opportunities to transform you, especially if you're holding something. She was holding the fact that this guy is the only person that can give her joy, the only person that is there to provide for her. She can't go home, she can't tell her mom that she has a child. Imagine. This was shocking to me, because I share most of the things with my mom. I feel like we are very open, and they were also open with the mom. But at some point, she just shut down completely, like not talking to the mom, not telling the mom what was bothering. I'm sorry about that. There's someone hitting something. So I want just to wind up this video before they interrupt us. Okay, so get opportunities to transform yourself. Is it going to a therapist? Is it listening to videos that are going to build you? Actually, I was listening last year. I was listening to Sarah Jacobs, I think. I'm going to put some links here that I was listening. That woman is blessed, and I had a lot from her, and I had to learn a lot from her that changed the kind of person that I am now. Although I think there's some things that I'm yet to change completely, but I think with time I build myself. So the last thing, and it's the most important thing, fall in love with you. Fall in love with yourself, because once you fall in love with yourself, it will make you appreciate you. You're told you're not beautiful. When you look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, go, you're beautiful, you were born for greatness, you're going to achieve everything that they said you will not achieve. The same word they used, useless, you'll make yourself useful. And that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you've reached at the end of this video, I feel like I was preaching. I feel like I was preaching. Anyway, thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this look. I was going for a colorful look, but like I said, the moment I just hold the palette like this, something just tell me go with this color, and it carries me until I finish the look. So maybe next time we're going to do a colorful look, but today I'm wearing a gold and a black outfit to match my makeup. I hope you'll love it. Please continue subscribing to my channel, share with your friends, share with your family, and that notification bell, please hit it, because I know I don't post consistently, but this time, because this consistency is my second name, I'll be posting. In fact, I intend to do maybe food tutorial, which I'm going to put, because in this channel, like I said in the beginning, we cook, we talk, and the OG, we do makeup. Pretty simple. So thank you very much for watching. Till the next time, God bless.